Positions for the clean are very similar to the snatch. The main difference is the grip width and where the bar is at the hip. For the clean, it's a little bit lower down the thigh, just because your hands are closer in. So we're going to go over the positions real quick. Grabbing the bar, which is a comfortable grip. I like to go a little bit wider than shoulder width. In the same positions. Picking it up to the hip. So the first position, the power position, weights on your heels, your torso straight up and down, and you just bend your knees. That weight stays in the heels right here. This is where all the power comes from. This is the most important position. This is where you want to get to. The rest of the pull is about getting to this position. Now to go down to position 2, you want to bend at the hip, pushing the knees back, and stop right around the knee. So right here, my shoulders have gone over the bar. I'm using my lats to pull the bar into me a little bit. I'm still looking straight forward and slightly up. Now to come back up, you raise the chest and allow the knees to come forward, all while staying on your heels. You never just stand up. You stand up to the power position. So bending at the hip, pushing the knees back. Now, raising the chest, allowing the knees to come forward, back into the power position. Move back and forth between those two positions quite a few times just to get the feel for it. Now, going on to the next movement, down to the floor. You bend at the hip, pushing the knees back. Once the bar gets past the knee, what you want to do is you just kind of want to squat down until the bar hits the floor. Here, the knees kind of come through, the weight shifts from your heels to mid-front foot, and the shoulders end up directly on top of the bar. So here, coming up to the knee, push, shift the weight back to the heels, push the knees back as the chest raises. Now, going back down, just squatting down. The weight shifted back into the mid-front foot, the knees came through. So, this start position, my weight's mid-front foot, my knees are poking through, shoulders are directly over the bar. Now I push with the legs, get the knees back. Now the weight is shifted back to my heels. My shoulders have gone onto the far side of the bar, they're over the bar. I'm sweeping the bar in with my lats. And now, going all the way up, I raise my chest and allow my knees to come forward. Those are the same positions of the pull as the snatch, except your grip's a little bit wider. Now to actually finish the clean, the difference here is that it's going to the front rack position rather than to the overhead position. You still want to do that same drive with the legs and hips up. Just get that bar moving vertical and staying close to you. But the only difference is you're going to pull that bar to your throat and then turn the elbows around. It'll look like this. So when doing that, your arms are bending, pulling yourself to the bar when you're descending, when you're going under. When you're moving your feet, using your hips and your hamstrings to pull you down. You're not using your arms to pull you forward. You're using your hips to pull you down, and the arms just kind of follow through and catch. So once you kind of go and you do that a few times, try going through the positions and doing a few reps, just a pause at the knee, and then go from the knee all the way up to the clean. I'll show you the variations. Just go into it until you get a nice, smooth, clean right from the floor. Just that constant acceleration all the way up. It doesn't have to be fast from the floor. It has to be smooth and it has to accelerate through the pull. And remember that from the floor, your main goal is not to pick the bar up off the floor the easiest. It's to make sure that the bar gets in a good position to move into the hip so that you can deliver the most power at the power position. So for the front rack, you want the bar to be behind the mass of your shoulder and just kind of going right across the collarbones. Ideally, you want to keep your whole hand on there, but that's not possible for everyone just because of tight shoulders or different proportions. But if you can get your whole hand on there, that would be better. So right there is the rack position. It's a solid position. The weight's not in my hands like this. It's on my torso. It's like the same as putting my hands out in front of me. All the weight is supported by my torso. My hands just happen to be on the bar as well. So you want to keep that idea as you go through the whole catch of the clean. You want to keep all the weight on the torso.
Alright, so here's one of the practices where I did clean and jerk. I cut the jerks out just for the sake of this video. But as you're watching this, look through and see if you can see the same positions that we went over previously in this video. You know, look for the start position, the position at the knee, the power position. Look how I get a very upward drive with the legs to finish, as opposed to a back whip or anything like that. This is 140 kilos. My legs were a little bit weak at this point, so actually this weight, 155 kilos, is the most that I've clean and jerked in over a month. So they were looking a little rough, but still, you kind of hold the same positions. And here's another training session where we actually did 2 pulls and a clean and a jerk. I cut the jerks out again. But I left the pulls in there just to give you an idea of like how the pull is the same positions as the clean. And this is one that I really like to show that there's a constant acceleration of the bar. The bar isn't fast off the floor and then slow and then speed up again. It's controlled off the floor and then accelerate, and then the fastest is at the hip, and then even faster is when you should be going under the bar. And notice that the elbows turn around really quick and you get the elbows up high and just get a nice solid rack position in the catch. It'll make it much easier to stand up. One flaw that you can see from here is that I don't move my feet out wide enough on the catch. They kind of stay in the same spot. I still move them, but they're not going out wide. Wider is better. I have to work on my flexibility. So from the side view, you can kind of see the bar path, how the bar kind of moves into the hip. And one more from the side. We did 6 of these complexes in a row at 75%. For me, this is 137 kilos. And my best clean and jerk is 182. Also, you notice that every time I catch the bounce on the clean, that will just help your legs stay fresh so that you can have as much energy left over to do the jerk as possible. So even if it's a lightweight and you know you can stand up with it, still try to catch that bounce. Alright, thanks for watching.